Hi YouTubers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthony Janey, President and CEO of Our Children Matter. It's been a minute, Our Children Matter. It has definitely been a minute. It has definitely been a minute since we last spoke, since we last saw each other, but I wanted to come on today and do a video because I miss my YouTube family. The reason why I did this long extended break over this time is because I wanted to do some vlogging for my community organization. So starting sometime probably at the end of October into November, you will probably see me go live at my events and sponsorships and other community events that we have throughout the year. You will probably see me go live at my events more than just doing mental health talking on here from now on. But I just wanted to come on. Let me fix my hair real quick, guys, because you know the camera is nice today. I don't know what's going on, but it's nice. So I just wanted to come on and give you guys a video update because I had been missing you guys for so long. Like, I've been missing my subscribers, missing me doing YouTube, trying to get back into this YouTube game. Listen, us small content creators on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, all of that good stuff, this is not an easy thing to do. This is not an easy thing to put together. So shout out to all the content creators on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. You guys are awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So today's topic that we're going to talk about is keeping calm while everything goes bad. Keeping calm while everything goes bad. Well, why do you think we need to keep calm when we have things that go wrong or go bad? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I'm reading my notes on my laptop that I wrote down for you guys. So any advice that I give on here or any mental health advice that I give on here, I've done research first. Okay, so let me just give you 4 things that we're going to talk about today. So 4 tips to stay calm when things go wrong. Number 1 is don't jump to conclusions before you have the full information. You never, ever want to jump to a full conclusion if you don't have all the facts. If you don't have all the facts and all the information, how you just going to just automatically assume that something's going to go wrong when you don't have all the information that led up to that point that it went wrong, okay? So never jump to conclusions because you're making an inference or a guess on why everything just went wrong, or kind of go back or backtrack and see what went wrong or who or how or when the situation took place to make the day go wrong, or to make the event go wrong that you're putting together, or to make the business deal that you have, anything that you have going on in your life right now that is definitely any situation that's clearly just bothering you. You want to get to the conclusion of why everything just went wrong. So you don't want to jump to conclusions before you have the full information. Okay. It says number 2, it says take home message. When odd things happen, don't panic prematurely. Okay, we're not going to panic prematurely. Why panic? Why go into a whole frenzy and shock? Maybe you stayed up hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. You put your heart, blood, work, sweat, tears, prayers, arguments, cursing somebody out, cursing your family member out that's supposed to be helping you do it. So you don't want to panic. Everything is going to go the way that it is, but you don't want to panic. You don't want to be in that panic prematurely because you don't really know if it's going to fail or not just yet. Okay? Number 3, it says distinguish between there's a distinguished relationship between a bump in the road versus the end of the road. A bump in the road is you go over that bump, you're still alive, you're still able to go to wherever you need to go to reach whatever goal that you need to reach. That's what a bump in the road is. An end of the road That meaning means this is a dead end. This time at this job has ended. Now it's time for you to start something new, start something fresh. That's the end of the road. Or if you maybe, let's put it into a relationship kind of example. Let's say this, for example. Let's say you're in a relationship and it's the end of the road for that relationship. You've had that relationship for 4 to 7 years. It's time to let it go. It's the end of the road. That's what that means. So you always want to make sure that you distinguish between a bump in the road and the end of the road. Okay? There's a distinct relationship between the two. There is a difference between the two. So there's a difference between a bump in the road and the end of the road. Okay? All right. So number 4, ask yourself what lesson you need to learn, if any, and move on. What lesson do you need to learn from this? What lesson do you need to learn when you found out that that situation wasn't working out for you, or that situation wasn't working out for that person, or the people, the place, the entire places of where you've been, who you've been with? It may have been a relationship. It may have been a systematic breakdown. You might have had a psychotic breakdown. What led to that point of you saying, okay, what lesson do I need to take from this, and what do I need to do to move on? What do you need to do? You need to process it. You need to sit down and process it. Think about your actions, your attitude towards the situation, your actions, your attitude, your and also think about the information, because the information may have been given wrong to you in all of this whole thing, and you might have just said, you know what, listen, I need to take it day by day, force it out. Even though it's been a tragic situation, you really, really need to be able to structure it how you want to be structured, how you want that to be maneuvered. It doesn't really matter. You have to figure out what lesson you learned from it and move on. You're not going to move on from any lessons because, number one, you're stuck in a place. You're incapable of figuring out the situation because you're just saying to yourself, you know what? I'm done. I don't know. What lesson did you learn from it? Did you learn not to tell everybody your business and not to tell everybody certain things about your personal life? What lesson did you learn about the situation that you're going through to help you move on from the situation that happened? It could be a friend, it could be family, it could be business, it could be finances, it could be emotional, social. All of that ties into our lives. So you have to sit down and say to yourself, you know what lesson did I learn from this? What what can I take away from the lesson, and just move on. Moving on is the best policy when you're going through certain challenges and situations where you don't really feel like um, that you're needing to be calm. But sometimes a calm approach before a big disaster or a storm is better, because that way you're able to process what is happening around you. Now, what if you say, let's answer some questions. How do you stay calm in a chaotic situation? Let's answer that real quick. There are 8 ways to stay calm in the midst of chaos. There are 8 ways. I'm going to tell you what those 8 things are. Number 1, maintain your routine. When things get hectic and excited, people tend to abandon what they're doing so they can try to put out fires. Maintain your routine. Keep going with your day. If you have a full schedule ahead of you for that specific day or that specific business meeting, or you have an event that's coming up and you need volunteers, maintain your routine. Keep going. No matter what it looks like at the beginning, you definitely want to maintain your routine. When things get hectic, crazy, excited, people tend to abandon what they're doing so they can try to put out the fire. That's number one. The second way is take a break. When you try to want to stay calm in the midst of a chaotic situation, take a break. Remove yourself from the situation. Remove yourself from that friend or that lover that caused the situation. And just say, you know what? I'm going to remove myself from this situation before I say something, or I get an attitude about something, or you put me in a position or a place where I don't really think is going to be comfortable for me or you. So it's best to just move yourself out the situation. Okay, what's the third way? Slow down and breathe. Slow down. You always have to constantly slow down, take a breath, figure out what's going on around you, figure out the situation. You have to process it thoroughly first in order to get the gist of what happened. Number 4, this is the fourth way. It says, identify and manage your stress points. You have to identify your stress points in the situation. What started to make you go stressful about the situation? Was it a phone call from a family member saying they weren't going to do something for a baby shower or a birthday party that just pissed you off completely? And you're trying to sit up there and figure out, why are they making it so stressful? Because I asked them to do this one simple thing, or this one simple thing, or this one thing that they have to pay for the baby shower, and they didn't commit to it. And now you're back to square one where you have to put out that extra money for something that somebody else said that they were going to pay for. That's just how families do. So you have to manage your stress points. You have to manage your stress points, and you also have to be stress-free. Try to remain calm and stress-free as possible. It may look like you want to curse that person out for making that situation harder, but maintain your stress points. You need to figure out the point of, before you get to the stress point, you need to figure out, how am I going to remain calm in this situation? How? You got to manage it. You got to be able to handle it and manage it on your own. Call number 5, it says call for a timeout. That's basically the same thing as number 2, as I said before, take a break. That's basically the same thing for number 5. It says call for a timeout. You gotta move away from the separation. You gotta separate yourself from the situation. Time out. Wait, hold up, pause, pineapples. I didn't ask you to do all of this. I didn't ask for the stress for the day. I didn't ask for the whole commentary of somebody going off on you, or they're just simply yada yada yada, just ranting on and on and on and on, and not caring about your feelings, about how you feel about the situation, because it may be a bad situation, it may be a good situation, but you got to take time out for you. You have to sit down and be like, yo, time out. I can't do this. Time out. I can't. If you know that person or that friend or that family member that you know will take you there, just do this. It's time for a timeout. And sometimes you're not being able to handle yourself in those situations. And I don't like to be in those type of environments. When I'm mad, if I feel like, if the energy in the room is off, then I know where I need to step away and get myself together. And I need to step away from the room, or step away the people that are in the room that bring the bad vibes with them, because you're in a good headspace. So you have to remember, and you always have to remember that just go to a timeout, because sometimes those people could take you there and you just like, yo, I can't handle this. I can't figure out any of this. I can't figure out why or when you are doing this to me. Why do you think it's okay to do this to me? Like, you just need that time out. You need that space. Or you gonna pop off on somebody. Give me my space, nigga. Give me my space, sis. Give me my space, bruh. Like, dude, calm down. Just get out the situation. It's no point in you being in that headspace when you be like, yo, I'm checked out right now. I'm mad as hell. Leave me alone. I don't want to be in that headspace. Number 6, it says, keep perspective. Well, let's see what perspective means. What does perspective mean? Keeping perspective. What does that mean? Perspective means the art of drawing solid objects or a two-dimensional surface as to give the right impression of their height, width, or depth, or their position in relation to each other when viewed from a particular point. So, basically, perspective, I'm sorry, I read the first definition. I should have read the second one, I'm sorry. So the second definition is a particular attitude toward or a way of regarding something, a point of view. What is your perspective? You have to have a particular attitude in order to keep your perspective. Keep your point, you keep your point of view of that situation. If you see something or you're visualizing how that situation is going to end and you have a clear point of view of how that situation is going to go down, whether it be with a lover, a friend, or a family member, keep your perspective. Always, always, always keep your perspective. And number 7, control what you can control. Okay, that's a big one right there. I just said something right there. So I said control what you can control. Why? Because you have the capacity to do that. In your mind, you're thinking, okay, I can control this situation. You have to, that's why you have to go back to some of the things that I've said. When you're in the midst of chaos, you have to control what you can control. You're not going to be able to control everything, but if you control one specific point, you can control something in that situation, in that perpendicular situation. So you can control something, but you cannot control everything. Just control what you yourself can control. Okay? And number 8, smile. We're going to smile. You want to smile in the midst of chaos. You want to smile in the midst of confusion. If somebody ticked you off, that's why when I look at people or talk to friends and I can just see that they're going through something, but they're smiling in the midst of their pain, their frustration, and their hurt, deep down, that person is going through a lot. That person is at a breaking point. But you know what? You put on a smile and you carry on. Not everybody that has a great attitude, has a smile on their face, doesn't really mean that they're not going through something. They are definitely going through something. So you have to take that in consideration when you are in a chaotic situation. You always want to smile in a chaotic situation. That's one of the ways to stay calm, is smile through the whole thing. Then when you get home, switch it up. Be like, daggone. That was a hot mess, and I will never, ever do that again. But you always have to stay, in order to stay calm, smile through it. All right, so let me go over the 8 ways to stay calm in the midst of chaos again. So number 1 was maintain your routine when things get hectic and excited. Please, people tend to abandon what they're doing so they can try to put out the fires. Number 2, it says take a break. Number 3, slow down and breathe. Number 4, identify and manage your stress points. Number 5, call for a timeout. Number 6, keep your perspective. Number 7, control what you yourself can control. And number 8, smile. So that's all I have for you guys today. I love you, YouTube subscribers. Click on my subscribe button or go to my website and you will find updates on different topics that we're going to be talking about this month and next month. I'm your host, President and CEO of Our Children Matter Corporation. This is Anthony Janey signing off. And y'all, please, please be safe out there and have a wonderful time. It's October. It's getting ready to be Halloween. We get ready to do a whole bunch of festive activities. Fall is coming in between these days. Go out to the pumpkin patch. It's a wonderful weekend to do pumpkin picking, apple picking, all of that great stuff. I love apple cider during this time of year. I love, 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 love apple cider. So you will be hearing from me from now on for more videos and more topics to discuss. Leave a comment in the comment section about what topics you want me to talk about on this channel for our youth and community outreach and assistance. Love y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.